Lamont Roach in training camp, ready for one of the biggest rematches
for the boxer, and he's the puncher.
It depends on how I'm feeling that night.
Depends on how you're feeling going into the fight. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling like Mike Tyson.
These two have known each other for a while. Does Lamont Roach just understand a way to beat or frustrate Tank in a way that others don't?
Mike Tyson stops by Lamont Roach's gym ahead of the Davis rematch. Tyson spars with Roach and insists Davis won't survive all rounds, expecting a finish before the bell. We'll see what happens, Tyson hints, pointing to Roach's explosive style.
At first I thought Tank was just going to beat him in like 5 or 6 rounds. I don't know. We have to see now. I got caught up with the hype and stuff.
What's the key? The key to the fight?
The Davis, I think, I don't see it going the distance, the fight.
The feud between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach isn't just hype, it's central to their legacies. Roach did what nobody else had. He fought Tank to a draw. That result reshaped how fans and experts viewed both men. Davis was known for knockouts, but Roach showed toughness and ring IQ. That first fight gave Roach the game plan, and now he returns confident, sharper, and more ready than ever.
Better. But they've known each other. These two have known each other for a while. Does Lamont Roach just understand a way to beat or frustrate Tank in a way that others don't? You know what I mean? Like, has he just found it, so to speak? Like, I have a lot I want to find out after that, because the first fight was so controversial. I think leaving it up to a draw is fine, whatever, even though under the letter of the law, Tank probably should have lost this fight, and probably would have if they counted the knockdown when he took a knee. He blamed it on grease. I assume he won't on his hair. And it could get greasy. Like Amanda Serrano was like, yo, that's what fucking put me out of a fight in Puerto Rico. And then we were subjected to her beating the shit out of Stevie Morgan not that long later. So I think that's kind of what it is. But I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this because of the first fight. And I think you have to give Lamont Roach a real shot, even though I still would say Tank figures it out and gets it done and takes it more seriously this time.
Yeah, I think that because they're so familiar with each other, like these guys fought each other when they were kids. And then Lamont Roach comes into the ring and listen, regardless, like Lamont Roach came in there and he was confident. And I don't think a lot of people believed that he was going to be able to get it done against Tank. People thought that Tank was going to knock him out. Here's the thing though, Tank is actually super skilled. Like he doesn't throw a lot. When he does, he's extremely accurate, but he does have skill. And what he does is he reels in his fighters and he ends up landing big shots on them that end up knocking his opponent out.
Boxing icon Mike Tyson hasn't held back on his thoughts about the rematch. He didn't soften his take on Davis's mindset. Tyson explained that Tank can't afford to be cocky this time. He labeled the rematch a serious challenge that Davis must not overlook.
I think Devonte Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog. There's no doubt about it. He showed that. But Barrios, he's a pretty good fighter. Last time I saw him fight, he was pretty durable.
Ryan Garcia, a big name in boxing, gave a blunt opinion. He respected what Roach displayed in their first meeting. For Garcia, that fight showed Roach earned his place among elite fighters. As for the rematch, Garcia says all pressure is now on Davis. This one isn't just about skill, it's about grit and how far Tank's willing to go. Garcia believes Roach already passed the test. Now it's Tank's turn to prove himself.
How does the rematch play out if they do fight again? Sometimes not a loss, but something like this, a blemish, might get you back.
It can. You know, it's all up to Tank. It's all about what, you know, how he feels inside, internally. I think, you know, for him, it's a lot to do up here too. You know, like all of us. But I think that's what you're gonna get from Roach. That's what you're gonna get at Roach every time. I think it's up to Tank to see, you know, what type of how far he could go up. Yeah.
Lamont Roach's camp leveled up with Tyson's arrival. Roach didn't just train harder, he trained with more focus. When asked about his mindset before the fight, Roach said his fight night feeling would be key. But he added something deeper. He feels like Tyson, not in pride, but in soul.
You're the boxer, and he's the puncher.
It depends on how I'm feeling that night.
Depends on how you're feeling going into the fight. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling like Mike Tyson today.
Gervonta Davis wasn't thrilled to hear Mike Tyson joined Roach's camp. His response was quick and fierce. He even claimed he has more power and better skills than Tyson ever did. That's a big statement given Tyson's legacy as a knockout machine. Davis's words reveal pride and bravado, but they may also show he's feeling the heat. Maybe he realizes this fight won't be easy.
I think I do have more skills than Mike Tyson. Far as like, I mean, when I say I have more skills than Mike Tyson, guys smarter than like at a lower weight class always have more skill. It's no heavyweight ever in life had more skills than smaller guys. So let's just take that out the picture. So when people think that I'm dissing Mike Tyson, I'm not dissing Mike Tyson for sure. It just facts is facts. You know what I mean? I do feel as though I have more skills than Mike Tyson. I just hold that puncher power just as like Mike Tyson did when he was fighting. You know, so and I'm gonna stand on my words.
Shakur Stevenson shared his view too. He called Roach a real threat. He stressed that Davis needs to raise his game. What makes Roach dangerous isn't only physical tools, it's his defense, timing, and above all, his spirit. He fights like it's his last chance. That's why this rematch is thrilling. Stevenson predicts an all-out war. Both men understand the stakes, and neither wants to lose.
Talked about those rankings since they came out?
Nah, I ain't talking about it. Bro, I can't blame. Here's the thing, like all of this stuff going on behind closed doors with these high-powered peoples and they making these high-powered decisions. I can't blame the fighters for that. So what is there even to talk about? What I'm gonna say, I'm sure, like, there's nothing to talk about. That's my brother at the end of the day. I'm proud of him. I'm happy to where he's at because I done seen where he came from. So truthfully, I'm not caught up in that shit. That shit is what it is, but y'all know like I know what it is.
Can we get your thoughts on
overlook Zepeda, the turkey called in saying you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fighting?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if he won't call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
We got the rematch announced today with him and Lamont Roach. I think August
they announced
16th.
It today?
So what do you think, considering you were one of the handful of people to pick Lamont Roach, giving him a tough fight? What do you think?
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
Roach sees this as a defining moment in his career. He's not chasing a payday, he's chasing legacy. Beating Tank Davis would erase doubts from Fight 1 and launch Roach into elite status. He's training with passion, speaking with purpose, and moving like a man who knows this is his shot at greatness.
So the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch is being targeted for June 21st in Las Vegas. Now, it's good that they're running it back without wasting any time because Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. I mean, I thought he outboxed Tank the last time around. He came up a division as a gigantic 10-1 underdog, and he was the one on the front foot, landing his jab, the body shots, the combinations, throwing a lot more volume. I had it 7-5 Roach, and the no knockdown in round 9 was the reason it was a draw. If that knockdown was scored, that would have been a decision for Roach. But with all that being said, I do like Tank a lot more in the rematch. I thought he fought way too much on the back foot in the first fight, especially the first few rounds. He would land 1 or 2 punches per round, but as he started becoming the aggressor in the later rounds, he kept landing a lot more left hands and body shots. So Tank just needs to make this a dogfight, get into more exchanges, and that's where he'll land a lot more punches on Roach. When he's sitting on the back foot waiting for a counter, that's where Roach is comfortable and winning most of the rounds. So if Tank can fight the same way he did against Ryan Garcia, rounds 3 to 7, against Mario Barrios in the later rounds, or Frank Martin rounds 4 to 8, if he's the one on the front foot, then I do think he'll stop Roach in the rematch.
Trainer and father Lamont Roach Sr. shared some background. He said even Tank saw Roach's talent early on. Tank's hesitation to fight him wasn't fear, it was caution. Davis reportedly knew Roach had tools that could cause trouble, but boxing business took over. Coaches, promoters, and decision-makers pushed the fight forward anyway.
In camp, so knowing the coaches, they knowing us, it's both ways. And they just our way, coming from both sides. So But no, was I shocked? No. I think Tank tried to tell y'all. Calvin tried to tell y'all. Burry tried to tell y'all, but they didn't want to hear it. They just so stuck on trying to force Tank to fight who they want him to fight. And it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So it just was made for a great fight. So people need to just sit back and get ready for part 2.
It's gonna be epic, man. I can't wait for part 2, man. Do you got anything to say to the fans, about part 2, about anything that you got going on coming up, social media, anything?
No, just say get ready, man. Put your seatbelts on, and when that thing happen, man, make sure y'all support. Come to the fight, buy the fight, and be the biggest fan, cheering whoever you cheering for, no matter. But you're gonna see another great performance by the Reaper, man. The Reaper ain't playing. He got a big bag, like you said, big 2 bag.
What do you think the difference would be, though?
You gonna see the difference. I mean, I believe he won a fight. Nobody can tell us different. The majority of the world believe he won a fight. So you're gonna see. Both of them gonna raise their level. Both of them. So yeah, they're gonna make for a greater fight. But
fans often compare Mike Tyson and Gervonta Davis, noting their knockout power and troubled lives. But Tyson shut that down. He said there's no real likeness in styles or behavior. Both had legal trouble, but that's it. For Tyson, identity in boxing comes from how you fight, not how you live your life.
Davis, a lot of people say he reminds you of them. Does he remind you of yourself?
There we go. I don't know. Thank you. I don't know. Maybe just getting in trouble with the law. Other than that, no.
The Roach-Tank rivalry reminds many of Tyson versus Holyfield. Both stories feature feared favorites meeting underrated but skilled opponents. Holyfield stunned the world by surviving Tyson's storm, just like Roach did against Tank's power. It proves heart and smarts can shift any fight. That same unpredictable energy surrounds this sequel.
Face off against one another. One guy was a massive favorite, had taken a loss, and was seen to be too small, right? And I'm talking about Evander Holyfield versus Iron Mike Tyson. Iron Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield was a major fight. A major fight. But Iron Mike Tyson was viewed as a destroyer. Okay? He was the baddest man on the planet. He was indestructible. The fact that he lost to James Buster Douglas was an anomaly because Mike Tyson wasn't focused and he overlooked James Buster Douglas, who was a 25-1, if I'm not mistaken, underdog. James Buster Douglas was. Right? And Mike Tyson, they were setting up a Mike Tyson showdown with Evander Holyfield. Should Mike Tyson have beaten James Buster Douglas, the next fight for Mike Tyson was going to be Evander Holyfield. Holyfield was in attendance. It took place in Japan, right? And we know Mike Tyson got knocked out in the fight, and Buster Douglas ended up losing his very next fight to Evander Holyfield, right? His title defense to Evander Holyfield. And then Mike Tyson went through legal issues, had a few comeback fights, went to prison, came back, had a few comeback fights. And finally, we got the showdown in November of 1996. And it didn't play out how many people thought it was going to play out. Everybody felt like Evander Holyfield was too small. He was a cruiserweight coming up in weight. He was too small. Now, obviously, he was taller than Mike Tyson. But naturally, he was considered a cruiserweight, 220 pounds, standing at 6'2", 6'3", right? But he was considered a smaller guy, muscular frame, but a smaller guy. Mike Tyson was 225, 5'11", but we know Mike Tyson fought big guys his entire career and was a heavyweight his entire career, right? As a professional. And so with that said, everybody looked at this situation with Buster Douglas.
Tank has gone further. He now claims he's better than Tyson overall. He says Tyson had strength and some skill, but he brings everything: speed, timing, movement, and killer instinct.
Do you feel like you're the mini Mike Tyson?
Nah.
So he knocked people out real quick. You knock people out real quick.
Yeah, but I can knock you out like.
So you saying that you can knock him out faster than Mike Tyson, probably, if it was a challenge?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like Mike Tyson got power and skills. I feel as though like I have like the whole package. Like I have. Mike Tyson don't have like, you know.
So, what's your message to Brandon?
Who?
Brandon.
Who Brandon?
I don't know. Brandon is the nigga that whooped my ass. If you could say something to him real quick.
When we catch you, Brandon, you gonna get up with you.
Tank's confidence often crosses into arrogance, but Roach humbled him last time. Before facing Davis, Roach wasn't well known. Now he's the guy who made Tank fight hard. That earned him major respect. People now view Roach not just as a contender, but as someone who can finish what he started.
Lamont Roach definitely earned my respect tonight. Definitely one of the first fighters to put Tank to the test. Just matching fire with fire. That was a good fight. For me, I need to see a rematch ASAP. But yeah, Tank definitely took the knee 100%. I see Roach winning that 7-5 personally. But boxing is business, so they were never going to let him have that win. Roach's timing was on point though. No easy knockouts tonight. The sharp counters, like, you real, very good fighter, very good fighter. Let me know what you guys think, if that robbery was fair or not. Leave it in the comments.
Jaron Ennis raised a solid point. Public opinion is often skewed. Critics slammed Tank after their first clash, not because of his boxing, but due to personal issues. Ennis also pointed out Davis had a strong opening, which many seemed to forget or overlook unfairly.
7-5 Tank, or you can make it the draw, but I feel like Lamont, he did good. He did a great job, actually. You know, I just don't think he did enough to pull it off. You know, and I feel like people was overlooking what Tank was doing in the first like 5-6 rounds. You know, he was like boxing and frustrating him a little bit. You know, but Lamont, like I said before, Lamont did a great job. You know.
Yeah, some people had it Tank, some people had it draw, some people had it Lamont. Do you think Tank gets a lot of criticism for not knocking Lamont out and Lamont not being a big name, so they overblow it?
I think so, yeah, and I feel like people just don't like Tank to a point where any little thing, just because he ain't knock him out, he probably feel as though that he lost and he didn't, or it was a draw. You know, I feel like Tank was doing a lot of smart things in the beginning, moving a little bit too much, but I feel like he was still like frustrating them, things like that. And I think Tank did a good job. Like, he looked sharp to me. And I don't know, people just be talking. You know, at the end of the day, you can't please everybody.
For Lamont Roach, this isn't about a close win. It's about making a statement. He wants the victory, but even more, he wants the knockout. That goal has shaped his whole training camp. Beating Davis would be career-changing, but stopping him would be historic. Roach wants more than a belt. He wants greatness.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real good. I can't wait, honestly. You know, it's what we've been waiting for, especially after today. The media workout gave me a little boost. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a little excited. I'm a little excited right now.
I know, that's right. And I know you're going to be in Brooklyn, New York. So are you going to be having anybody special walk you out, or are you going to have any custom gear for this fight?
I'm gonna have the custom gear is gonna be one to look out for. That's gonna be a statement right there. And yeah, I'm gonna have an artist walk me out too. I'm gonna have an artist walk me out.
Is it a rapper or a singer? Can I get that one? It's a rapper.
It's a rapper.
Okay.
You know what? A singer would be hard though. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody came out with a singer.
Nope. It's always been a rapper.
I gotta think about that.
Gervonta has claimed that he will be retiring after this year, but is your plan or your agenda is to knock him out so that you send him to retirement earlier?
My initial plan is to win, but every time I fight, I'm trying to knock somebody out. So, so you know, if that happens in the midst of it, that'd be a blessing. That'd be definitely something that I work for, because I work my ass off. But if he on his way out, well, why not kick his ass out?
With this fight, you are considered a major underdog. Does that give you any type of momentum or fuel to prove people wrong?
Yeah, it does in a sense, but yeah, it do for sure. I ain't gonna lie, I like to prove people wrong, and I damn sure like to prove myself right. So yeah, it definitely gives me an incentive. And like I said before, I've been before. The heck, the fight they had me duck. Right now, they really got me. They really got me. So, it's an agenda. I got it on the agenda to upset a lot of people.
That wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next update.